So, Bounding into Comics has this interesting article here. Star Trek actor Wil Wheaton implies white people are domestic, fear-mongering, violent insurgents. Declares he does not want the United States unified. In the immortal words of Kevin Smith. Cruising for a beatin', Wheaton. So before we get started on this, please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. Help me get traction on my channel. So share this video with as many people as possible. That helps beat the algorithm, and watch till the very end helps beat the algorithm. If you're like, your video's too long, I don't want to watch till the very end, you can change the playback speed. Make it 1.25, 1.5. It will be faster that way. So back to the article. I'm going to skip over a lot of this stuff is explained down here more succinctly right here. In fact, all this stuff is explained down here in his actual postings that he made on Facebook. It says, on January 6th,
make no mistake, these domestic, naughty, bad, fear-mongering, insurgent people were allowed to storm and occupy the Capitol. There is extensive video of police stepping aside to let them pass. I've seen video of a cop taking a selfie with a riot person inside the building. Compare today's behavior to the law enforcement and the state to their behavior in the summer during peaceful civil rights protests separate from the violence.
Yeah, they allowed civil rights protests to happen all over the country. I live less than a mile from the government center here in the city that I live in. I could hear the peaceful protests happening at the government center. So don't tell me that the police did anything about this. I even had to call the police at one point during that time, not for anything related to the protests, but they're like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to get there because it's not an emergency, and we're just like making sure that the protests stay peaceful. They didn't do anything. They just let the people be peaceful. As long as they were peaceful, nothing happened. And I don't think anybody got arrested. There was no violence. There's nothing like that. And that happened all over the country. You can watch the news and see that happening all over the country. Did the police do things to peaceful protesters that they shouldn't have done? Probably. I'm going to say yes, they did. But I don't know. I didn't see any of that happening. And I don't see any reports about that happening. I'm sure there are some. You could probably find somewhere. But nobody is making a big deal about it. So they didn't go busting heads on the peaceful protesters. They didn't even go busting heads on the violent protesters. So shut up, Wesley.
And it is undeniable that today's violence and chaos was permitted and encouraged by choice.
No, it wasn't. That's why one person got shot in the neck and died for looking in a window.
This was a decision. This was allowed and encouraged to happen, and the people who allowed and encouraged it must be held accountable. The politicians who poured gasoline on the kindling they put out before they gave matches to their brown shirts must all be expelled from Congress. There must be consequences for the people who allowed this to happen. I know there won't be because white people, but there should be.
Maybe we should get Will here a mirror, because the last time I checked, he's a white dude. His parents were white. His children are white. This is this whole white people being racist against white people in this country is sickening to me. It's just sickening. Do you think that white people are just inherently evil? I don't understand this point of view. Anybody who thinks white people are inherently evil, or any race of people are inherently evil. Okay, so we have another one of his posts on here. These paragraphs say the same thing as his posts, so I'm just going to read his posts.
There are thousands of right-wing radical rioters in and around the Capitol right now. Police have made 13 arrests. That is a choice.
Thousands of rioters. And what happened over the summer when we saw thousands of rioters? Nothing. They were allowed to destroy buildings, destroy property, assault people, and kill people. I mean, how many people died in the riots over the summer? Something like 40 people altogether since the riots started after George Floyd. The Chaz killed how many people? Those are all Antifa. So people sitting there saying, oh, Antifa's never killed anyone. Chaz is all Antifa. They killed how many people in the Chaz? Like half a dozen people or something like that. So you don't even start with me that they're not violent. He has a little map down here. He says...
today's fascist coup attempt is not limited to the U.S. Capitol.
So this is supposedly an article where other capitals were attacked by the evil right-wingers. But I like how over here on California, they have an incident happening in L.A. and in Sacramento. Because, you know, California has 2 capitals. this stuff. I don't even know where to find that article. Then here he has this cool shirt on that is just so important. It says,
It turns out I put this t-shirt away too soon, thinking I wouldn't need it for a few years. Really feeling it today.
the shirt says, "Arrest the president." Yeah. Arrest the president for what? He didn't break the law, so. Down here, we can get back into the actual article. It says, Wil Wheaton is no stranger to attacking people he doesn't like or disagrees with. Back in April 2019, he went after YouTube megastar PewDiePie, right? Because PewDiePie's a garbage person, right? More recently, in September 2020, Wheaton would tell Star Trek fans to piss off if they did not like Alex Kurtzman's vision of Star Trek. Alex Kurtzman's vision of Star Trek is terrible. He did Lower Decks, which I've heard is just awful. He did Discovery, which I have heard is just an awful racist, sexist mess. And he also did Picard, which was okay, but there was a lot of stuff that was bad about it. So it was fun. Picard is fun. I'll give it that. It is a fun version of Star Wars, or Star Trek, but it's not amazing Star Trek. Wheaton was asked about franchise fatigue, to which he responded,
I don't care about franchise fatigue.
He then added,
I mean, either you like it or you don't. Either you come and participate in the storytelling or you don't. And it's a giant world with lots of people in it. And if you don't like it, God bless you. Go do something else. That's fine. That's just the way it is.
The actor went on to state,
You're never going to be all things to all people. And if you try, you end up being beige, which is boring and uninteresting.
Oh, you saw that episode of South Park, did you, Wheaton? What do you make of Wil Wheaton's comments? What do you make of the fact that people like Wheaton do not want a unified United States of America? You should want a unified United States of America. What he's saying is, in the article, you can read the article, I'll leave a link to it, or just go on to Bounding into Comics and look for it. He's saying, I don't want to cooperate with fascists or side with fascists at all. But to these people, anybody who disagrees with them is a fascist. Like, I'm a fascist because I disagree with him on the things that happened at the Capitol on the 6th. Yeah, they opened the doors to let people in. Some people broke in. They went around and went to parts of the Capitol building they weren't supposed to go to. Some people were there who were obviously confused. Like, there was a grandma who was like, I'm in the Capitol, yay. Like, you could tell she was like a 70-year-old woman who didn't really know what was going on. She was just kind of like there. And then there were other people who knew what was going on and were actually looking to cause trouble. It was a mixed bag. There were some people there who were just agitators, who aren't even right-wing. The guy with the famous pictures, that he's in all the pictures, he got the buffalo horns on. Apparently he's just some sort of weird agitator that goes around to all these things and tries to agitate. He doesn't care about your politics. He just wants to agitate. So, and then there's a bunch of comments down here. It looks like Wil Wheaton is the living representation of a modern beta, a grown adult aged male, not man, that's still half child, the definitive progressive millennial. Imagine a country run by Wil Wheaton clones and try to do it without laughing so hard you can barely stand. Yeah, I say this a lot. Like, I say I'm a man, and people will be like, no, you don't know. Men respond to this. No, I'm like, look. Those the people that you experience responding negatively to this sort of situation or whatever are not actually men. Just because you have external reproductive organs does not make you a man. It makes you male, okay? This is cute, but I still don't care what Wesley thinks. Yeah, shut up, Wesley. Shut up, Wesley. I like how they brought Wesley. These people, I don't know. If a man were made of soy, it would be Wil Wheaton. It's amazing that these people were deaf and blind during the Antifa. I know. It's like, where were you when what was actually happening was happening over the summer? I mean, for years, I've heard that Wil Wheaton has been suffering from mental health problems, including Wheaton talking about his mental problems in his own videos. This is clear evidence that he's taken a turn for the worse. His 10 fans might be willing to believe him, but they are as crazy as he is. Yeah, wow. What an ambassador for the fans. I'm constantly amazed that people equate fame with intelligence or authority. Will's a nut. Yeah, so, I mean, people get it. This is just another court jester going, hey, look, my opinion matters. because I'm a court jester. Look at me, I'm a court jester. My opinion matters. It doesn't matter, and you're mistaken about a great many things. This sort of thing is going to continue to happen as long as there is shenanigans happening in the country. There was a lot of shenanigans this election cycle, and as long as people like Wil Wheaton are going to spew this vile degradation towards people of a certain group, saying that I am a bad person just because of the group that I was born into. I didn't vote for Trump. I just don't even, I go over this a million times. This is what this channel's about, anti-woke. I am against the woke agenda. 100%. We all need to speak out against the woke agenda. The woke agenda is what is causing all of this to happen. This misogynist garbage that's going around, Me Too, and all these other things that are like, anti the white people. We need to bring in to the country more people who aren't white. We need to have lots more people who aren't white, because apparently, everybody from Central America, South America, Mexico, they're just amazing at everything that they do. And the white people that their ancestry comes from Europe, their ancestors founded this country, they can't do anything. And it's just, it's really sickening to me. So that's what this is all about. Shut up, Wesley. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.